let's see, I think it's probably pushed out far enough. Let's look at that. Yes. Good morning. Hello, hello. I'll grab my notes. I know we're just a little bit behind here today. I have had some unexpected construction going on. My puppy will be joining us today and we'll see how she does. Hello and welcome to Kai Chi Alchemy. You can call me Katchi. This is a space of love, y'all. Welcome or welcome back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the cosmos today. I want to thank y'all for showing up. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for co-creating community with me. I appreciate those comments, shares, likes, and subscribes as they help me to expand my reach and help more people. This is going to be a collective message for the Pisces collective, for a Pisces collective. So just because you have Pisces placements doesn't mean you necessarily are going to resonate with this message. And conversely, you may have no Pisces placements at all, or like not even really any 12th house prominent or anything, but still the title or something in the theme spoke to you and resonates with you. This space is all dedicated to helping you develop your intuition, to help you develop your own skill set to be able to navigate your life where your mentors and your leaders and your teachers are extra cherries on top, that are partners that you can work with, that are blessings in your life, but that you don't rely upon an external source for your discernment, for your understanding of truth, for the protection of yourself and the entire world, because the only way for you to figure out how to align with natural law and divine order is to tap into your own heart. And that's going to give different people different answers sometimes. And all we're here to do is clear out all those cobwebs so we can hear the signal better. Sasha, I'm not playing ball with you right now. That's not really what we're doing. Let me see here. Yes, so it won't resonate with everybody. I encourage you to connect with your intuition specifically. Only take what truly resonates with you and your soul in this moment, here and now. We're going to do a brief one breath meditation and kind of settle into the space here. So you can put your hands wherever you'd like. We're going to go completely silent, break all the rules of the internet just for a moment. So hello Pisces. I'm going to grab this shell. Just make sure we've got a Palo Santo that's actually going to burn. Yeah, there we go. So today I left out these candles and these Moonology cards from last week for the Aquarius reading. We were talking about opening a portal between, using your past to learn and to heal and to gain insight and to strengthen in your integrity and your alignment, to learn lessons and to use those to better your future relationships and create happiness and alignment and connection to soul family, to people in your life who add to your life, where you're more than the sum of your parts and it's a reciprocal dynamic. Yeah. And in that reading, we were talking about how these cards came out kind of like what is this? The new moon in Libra, which was in the recent past. I mean, this is a timeless reading, but it may be relevant. And the Taurus full moon. So releasing things about your past, releasing stubbornness, releasing family stories, and heartbreak related to like domestic things. So releasing those, and then setting new intentions for healthier Aries Libra access dynamics where you are fully empowered as an individual so that you can show up to relationships in a way that is fair and balanced and equanimous and reciprocal and all of those good things. So this full moon in Taurus is in the near future. So there was this little very clear time-specific portal that we were mentioning. But I feel like for you, I mean, it's Pisces. What is time? So it's just kind of the general themes of relationships and grounding. So yeah, I usually get a couple of really specific downloads, visually or otherwise, and I have here, but I feel like I'm just gonna like go and start pulling cards today because that feels like what is necessary. For whatever reason, I need to not think about what I'm saying as much as I usually do. That's funny, I've got the Hangman right down here for whatever reason. If you are sensitive to loud noises, please remove your headphones or turn down your listening devices now. For Pisces, I'm getting a lot of needing for clearing and protection work. That's always a good thing to put a little energy into, but particularly right now at this moment. Pisces is very permeable, right? And that is a blessing and a curse, as most astrological dynamics are. And so when you are that permeable, it makes you very sensitive. It can make it hard for you to be solid in your individual sense of identity and your ego. You can merge with people. And when you're this open, you have a specific, like a special need to clear and protect and have these rituals and practices, or have this energy of boundaries and of constantly checking in with yourself and like, is this my energy or is this somebody else's energy, right? And so I'm definitely getting this sense that the biggest thing going on for you right now is processing and moving through and dealing with past relationships that absorbed you and told you who you were and what you are when this is something that has been going through my head a lot. It's like there are so many people in my personal life who I have so much love for who do not have the capacity to receive that, and who do not have the capacity to even see me for what I am. So when you love somebody, you want to open yourself up to them, you want to merge with them, but if you're in this one-sided merging thing, you know what that is? It's just energy vampirism. And so you can struggle with the opposite of energy vampirism. It's like this spiritual submission to unnatural authority. I guess we're just gonna be playing ball a little bit today. I wonder if there's a message in there somewhere. We're going to start with this Pocket Animal Spirit Guidebook by Kim Kranz. Freya, Folly, Michael, Mary, thank you for your guidance. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for your insight. Thank you for your integrity. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your grounding. Thank you for your provision. Please allow me to share with the collective today what is going to be in their greatest and highest interest, as well as the greatest and highest good of the collective at large. Can I please get a Pocket Animal Spirit card for today's Pisces collective? I got two, and I'm going to take them because we have this duality thing going on right here. Pisces wants to merge and take two sides and pull them together, right? And I think right now you need to open a portal too. You need to open a portal by defining and separating and delineating, and this is black and this is white and it is what it is. I know that can be a struggle, so it's a challenge I'm posing to you, that Spirit is posing to you at this time. The cards, I've got Mouse on the bottom of the deck if that's relevant to anybody here. I also got Panther and the Hawk. So I think that the Panther feels more like this Taurus energy here. Oh, let me get the guidebook. And this Hawk feels more like this Libra new moon thing. And I haven't read these before, so let's see here. Yeah, we're separating, we're delineating. I'm being reminded of a poem or something, and I don't know if I wrote it in my journal or if it was on my phone, but basically I had this download and then I was like, I don't need to share it now, I need to share it next year or later. And this is the end of this season. This is Pisces. It's kind of the end of a year in a way. So if I can find it, that would be, yeah. I don't think I'm going to read the whole thing because it's very long. Okay. But yeah, I felt like I was channeling somebody's energy and I didn't feel like the person that I was doing a reading for at the time, so I held on to it. And it said, I was respectful, I was centered, and I was rooted, and I was healed or healing, and the girl and the boy who thrived on my reactions to their chaos cleared the way to my freedom for me. Hallelujah. Their mothers may never understand, and I released that too. I never sought to be understood anyways. I was seeking to understand what could not be understood by its very nature. They've healed me by helping me to see there was never anything deeper going on. Nothing to discover, nothing to fix, no soul to save, no mistakes to help them learn from. They were simply thieves. They were simply criminals. They were simply selfish. They were simply control freaks. They were simply sadists. They were simply faithless. They were simply hopeless. They were simply manipulators. They were simply hollow. They were simply childish and immature. They were simply shameless. They were simply fearful. They were simply irresponsible. They were simply users. They were simply hypocrites. They were simply separated from their spirits. They were simply lazy. They were simply nihilists. They were simply entitled. They were simply delusional. They were simply opportunists. They were simply uninterested in healing. They were simply what they were. You were simply motivated to see them as something they never were because the reality of the abuse was too painful to accept. There had to be a reason. There had to be a rescue mission. There had to be hope. But you cannot hope for the hopeless. Feel for the heartless. Save what is actively fighting you. This is where sovereignty steps in. If you can't help someone unless they've already, if you can't help someone unless they've already helped themselves, then we can't help anyone external anyways. Not really. So be you. The self-betrayers chose their destiny long ago. And if you love something, you'll set it free. So, Pisces doesn't really like to talk in absolutes, right? There was so much resistance when that poem was coming through. But Spirit had that message for you. I'm not going to play with that ball right now. I've got something else I'm doing, Sasha, okay? I'm going to read the Panther first, in regards to this Taurus full moon energy, in regards to grounding. If you make things black and white, and you make them hyper black and white, it's never going to be accurate. It's never going to be true. But if you try to stay in the gray and the rainbow and the outside all the time, you're not really doing a lot of good for yourself and the people around you in the physical, grounded world, right? Okay. So you gotta ground and feed into that to be able to open up the possibility for relationships that are true hope and true healing, and not toxic hope, and not future faking, and all of that stuff. So Panther, annihilation of the unnecessary, purging. Dang, if you are somebody who enjoys doing like hape ceremonies and stuff, I'm very much getting that at this moment. But it could also just very much be like an emotional thing. You might need to cry. You might need to cut people off, you know, other things. But let me read this real quick. The Panther won't stand to see our growth or energy stagnate. Instead, it pounces into our lives and causes all kinds of havoc with the ultimate intention of bringing us towards more fulfilling lives. It's unexpected, uncomfortable, and sometimes feels devastating. But after all the dust clears, it's easy to see the Panther's wisdom at work. We've all been through these experiences, and they've made us better people. Trust that the Panther's journey always lends to a brighter place. When in balance, brave and productive. When out of balance, self-destructive. To bring into balance, get rid of the unnecessary. So I'm getting a lot of Martian energy off of this card. There's a lot of fire and oomph. I don't think, is this a fire card? Yeah, it is a fire card. But there's a lot of neutral fire to the Panther energy, and you can be brave and productive by taking that energy and feeding it into a hopeful direction, or you can take that fire and be self-destructive and take that fire out on yourself. So in order to prevent or avoid or sidestep gently the self-destructive potential of this energy when you're connecting to your past and you're purging and all of that, is to connect to your courage, your bravery, your purpose, your productivity. Like, why are you doing this? Why are you purging? Why are you going through this? Why are you cutting these people off? Why are you annihilating unnecessary people, places, and things from your life? Why are you purging? Why are you going through this uncomfortable experience? You need to know your why. You need to get very intimately connected and aware of your why. If you're sensitive to noises, please turn off your headphones for a moment here. Okay, so fire in the past, Phoenix energy. It's not the Phoenix card, but there's some Phoenix energy there. Also, it's a fire card and a hawk, which is a bird. So it's like fire plus bird equals Phoenix. And then I just opened it up to the Phoenix card here, which says freedom from suffering and past karma, reincarnation. So this is a rebirth reading. You are in a decompression chamber. You're turning a corner, you know? And it's up to you what that looks like. A corner is like a square, right? That's in astrology, that's not a comfortable angle. But it's powerful and important, and we need that. Okay, so I'm going to read from the Hawk. Watchful, all-seeing, messenger of divinity. The sharp eyes of the hawk watch our every move. This keen-eyed bird has the ability to see every little detail as well as the big picture. When this card appears, fate has its eyes on you and the winds are shifting. It is said that the hawk carries news upon its wings and is sent from divinity itself to deliver it. The message should not be taken lightly. Though it may seem small or insignificant, it will eventually redirect your course. When in balance, sees clearly and is intuitive. When out of balance, sees too much and is suspicious. To bring into balance, perspective shift. Okay. So spirit is guiding you, spirit is supporting you, spirit is the wind underneath your wings right now. You have the support of all of the karma and all the energy is turning and churning around you. Like, it is supporting this process that you're going through. It's going to help you. You just have to find that stream and get into that airstream, and it's going to flow, right? And to be able to do that, you need to shift your perspective. You want to be looking at the whole situation from this slightly detached, higher view. And make sure that you're not looking away and avoiding it, but also make sure that you're not looking at it so much that you start zooming into details, you start seeing things that maybe aren't there, start seeing things that you're not ready to see, seeing things that are more shadows and your suspicions, and those things being brought up and being mistaken for the truth. Learning about your intuition is a messy process that requires a lot of self-trust and a lot of faith and a lot of failure and a lot of, failure, embarrassment to yourself, like that you stood by something and you were wrong, and that's a fire that you go through to allow you to be able to see things from a higher perspective in a way that is more and more aligned. You're never going to be all the way there. So we may feel hesitant to get into this black and white thinking because we're never going to get to the end point where everything is black and white. Everything does have a linear, like, absolute point of meaning, of base reality. We're never going to get there, so what's the point in trying to delineate things? Well, the point is you're here in a physical body on the earth, and that's what we do here. I know a lot of people, myself included, that have some sort of prominent Pisces thing going on, can struggle with suicidal ideation and stuff, especially if as they're younger, if they don't have like the spiritual leadership and emotional support that they really require as a sensitive person, as most Pisces placements tend to be. So you want to move your perspective from there's something going on here and it was wrong and evil and I have to understand it, and shift it to like there's something that didn't work or that was wrong here, and that is facts, and if this, then what? So don't overthink it too much, but be patient with yourself as you are developing and you're learning and you're creating this connection to your intuition. Okay, so I'm going to start with some traditional Rider-Waite Smith tarot cards. This is the borderless deck. I'm gonna do one for the future, please. Past, present, and future for the Pisces collective, please, and thank you, thank you, thank you. Holy Child, Holy Spirit, Holy Father, Holy Mother, please be here with me now. Allow me to see. So in the past position, in the recent past, I have the Chariot. I don't know if y'all can see very much from here. Let me know how you feel about the angles in the comments if you like. Sasha, please don't growl. They're living their lives. You don't have to like it. But you don't need to fight them. And they're not here to be your friends right now. They're doing something else, okay? I love you. The Chariot. Can I please get a clarifier on the Chariot? In the recent past, you had a lot of movement, right? Chariot's also associated with Cancer, so that might be something about family or emotions. And then I got Three of Swords, and what is that, Nine of Swords? So this is the heartbreak card, and this is the like anxiety, overthinking, over worrying, can't sleep kind of thing. So I'm getting that there was some initiatory energy involved in some sort of challenging situation, relationship, environment where you had to kind of learn how to see in the dark. That's what I'm seeing off this Panther card. And it was weird and scary and nobody could help you understand what was going on because you don't know a lot of people with night vision. So you develop something valuable through that experience. I did see a vision of like you being in a boat, right, Pisces, and you're in this dark, stormy, turbulent storm. Your anchor is dropped. And I mean, a lot of people do that when you're in a storm and you're sailing, is you drop the anchor so your boat doesn't get thrown around too much. It's like kind of a last, like a Hail Mary, like this is the best we can do. And so what I'm seeing is like that boat kind of turning around and heading in a different direction. And so it's ending up on like a different island in the end. But because it turned around immediately, like it's in the sun, and the sun was always there, but it was just distracted because it had its anchor pulled in a space that was, you know, dangerous and crazy. But I mean, maybe going through experiences like that has helped you to become a better sailor and has helped you to be able to kind of pull yourself out of those situations. Did this fall out? Got a little distracted there. I'm seeing this death card in reverse here in the present position with the Queen of Swords and the Six of Cups. So what I am getting off of that, Queen of Swords is you're currently like getting into this no nonsense energy. You're learning how to speak your truth more, right? Which is learning how to like have an ego in relationships, how to have healthy Aries energy in relationships. And the Queen of Swords is looking at this Six of Cups scene with the two little kids being sweet and nostalgic and fun. And it's like she's telling those energies, those people, those identities, those little kids that death in reverse. That you are stuck or that you will be stuck? If what? Could I please get a clarifier on the death card? You will be stuck, Seven of Swords, if you insist on can I get another clarifier, please? Empress, Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords character that's sneaking around with his stolen swords and stuff, he's looking back at the Empress. The Empress is unbothered. She does not see him. She's not looking at him. He's looking at her. He's hidden basically just because she's not looking at him. He's not like actually behind much. Okay. So I see that there's swords energy on the left of both of these. And then there's this mother emotion, heart energy of like the Six of Cups and the Empress on the right side. Okay, so if this has to do with relationships, right? Then you're the Queen of Swords, shifting your perspective on the past, right? And this as the energy that you were dealing with in this sneaky, strategic, insecure energy. And they're looking at the Empress. The Empress is all four queens in one. So this is also you. So let's see. For you, man, this is interesting. Okay, can I get another clarifier for the present position for the Pisces collective? This may have to do with, when I look at the Seven of Swords, I'm seeing like the Empress is the mother and the Seven of Swords character is like a kid that's like insecure and sneaking around trying to get its needs met from its mother that's not looking at them. Right. Okay. And then in this one, the mother is looking at the kids. But the kids are not looking at her. Right? Okay, so it's like an imbalance of energy. This is the energy of a little kid that runs the house, that terrorizes everybody, that the mother energy is like trying its best to ignore all of this chaos and negativity and drama just to be able to survive and keep like providing for this child, right? And so this is kind of like a narcissistic child dynamic. I mean, you can't really be a narcissist as a child, but it's like leaning more in that direction. of this imbalance of the child leading, you know, and leading from its fears, leading from its insecurities, leading from a dangerous place. And then this is the Queen of Swords. She's very intense and serious. She's very, she is paying attention to the kids. But the kids are not even looking at her. They don't have a connection to her. And Queen of Swords is known for being kind of like cold, kind of maybe even controlling if it's on its more negative end of the spectrum and stuff. And the kids are trying to ignore this cold energy. And this older kid is trying to give their cup to this younger kid. But, I mean, this younger kid is like the size of the cup, so I don't think that they can even pick it up, really. So it's like this one kid's offering this younger kid a cup. It's like offering them their heart. It's offering them some heart energy that little kid can't carry. And there is no heart energy coming from the mom. There's only strategic energy coming from the mom. So that's what this is being strategic on one end of the spectrum or being strategic on the other end of the spectrum. This is just about balance in your relationships. This is just about respect. This is about sharing leadership. That's what Libra Aries is about. Sharing Libra leadership, Aries. And so I don't know about this death in reverse. It's like you are in a place of stagnation right now, or like of struggling to turn this energy around, but you're gonna do it. It's just like you're in the process of figuring that out right now, if that makes any sense. Okay. Holy Child, Holy Spirit, Holy Father, Holy Mother, please, can I have a clarifier for the future position? I have the Ten of Swords clarified by the Seven of Wands. So the Seven of Wands, if I remember correctly, is kind of like a card of defending your position. And the Ten of Swords is, the Seven of Wands is a card of defending your position. The Ten of Swords is a card of death, of rebirth potentially. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that. So this is like dark, shadowy, but learning night vision. And then coming into your near future, no ma'am. Coming into your near future, you know, fire and air energy. You're getting out of this drowning. You're getting out of this sinking. You're purging the right things so that you can lift up and see things from a higher perspective and really put the final nail in the coffin of whatever this is, whatever lesson you're learning, whatever energy you're purging, and using your spiritual fire and your determination and your passion and your purpose and the why that you have sat down and really thought about and really gotten to understand. You're going to use that fire to defend your position, to protect yourself as you go through this process of putting that final nail in the coffin, of turning over a new leaf. I've got Page of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, taking one step after the other, one foot in front of another, just keeping your head down, not checking results, not judging how far you are, where you are, or whatever. I'm going to take the Herbal Tarot out here and get a little bit of clarification here. 39:06 on the clock. Threes might be important to you, like multiples of 3. The power of 3. Something about charm, maybe. Signs. I've been getting signs, symbols, and synchronicities lately about Beauty and the Beast. A lot. Weird. But what I was getting for you for that was more like Beauty and the Beast is set in like an old-timey period. I don't know exactly what it is. Look at that, Six of Cups was already turned over in the deck. That's watermelon. Sweetness. Sasha, please. Come. And be calm for a minute. I'm gonna need a minute, okay? I love you. I know. Oh, it's been a lot lately. Things have not been going according to plan or schedule. Mercury retrograde, shadow starting, and Pisces, Saturn and Pisces coming through its last little. I am a Saturn in Pisces, so all of y'all 30-something millennials wrapping up with that right now. My heart goes out to you. It's been an intense time. Pisces is such a weird energy. It's like the end and the beginning. Pisces is like a 10 of Swords energy. Okay, so I was saying Beauty and the Beast, and it's old-timey. Okay, so it's like you belong in a different time and place from, where you are. And you need to pick yourself up and replant yourself. You need a time machine. And what is a time machine? But a perspective shift, because everything's happening all at once, right? It's all just about your lens. That gives the illusion of time. So, where do you want to be? What do you want to look at? I had Six of Cups, Four of Swords, Knight of Cups. That's adorable. Okay, so Six of Cups, you had some energy, nostalgic, childlike. You had some connection. You had some sweet connection that meant a lot. That held a lot of promise. But the watermelon made your stomach feel sick. And so you laid down Four of Swords to rest and recover and recuperate and allow your blood sugar to balance back out. There's Mullen on the Four of Swords on this card. So fours may be important to you, or you have Six Cups and your Four Swords brings it up to 10, and that's completion. So instead of completing with all the cups, you're completing with the necessary black and white intellectual understanding of what happened, balancing that out. There's still more heart energy than air energy, but it's balanced out. It's not overwhelming. It's not drowning you. And then in the future, we have Knight of Cups, sarsaparilla. It's fun and light and refreshing and stimulating, and it's like it's like another cup on top. It's like it's the 11th, right? 6 plus 4 plus 1. That's 11. There may be something for you in the Aquarius reading. And then I also was getting something about the Capricorn reading for you as well, about the boy in Target, or the boy from Target specifically. So you may have something in there if you're looking. But yeah, Knight of Cups is a sweet energy, is a heart-based energy, is an energy with potential of building. It's not the Page of Cups, so it's got some level of potential and maturity to it, but it's like, also, you got to keep in mind that once you purge this past stuff, you need to make sure you maintain the lessons that you've learned and apply it to the future, not in a paranoid, suspicious kind of level, kind of way, but just being grounded, being mindful, and not getting into this, we have Six of Cups, Knight of Cups, that's Seven of Cups, not getting into this illusion energy. Seven of Cups can be illusions in a negative sense. It can also be options and opportunities in a positive sense. So stepping out into new options. But there's the potential for illusion and projection and all of that. So, I mean, you know, it's just something to be aware of. I wouldn't hide away. Right now you are doing a lot of resting, and that's important and that's necessary, but you're going to stand up and walk towards this river eventually. And it's funny, in the past we have a river behind the watermelon kids, and then we also have behind the sarsaparilla guy on the future position a river. And the way it's set up, it looks like it's, you know, the river goes behind the mountains in the Four of Swords, and then it comes back out in the Knight of Cups. And Knight of Cups is just one cup, right? Not six. But it's potential and it's maturity, because in the Six of Cups, it's, you know, little teeny kids. Three of Pentacles, Gentian. I believe this is about teamwork, right? So you're going to be meeting people that you can work with. And maybe you always, you know, felt like you were working with people because you were giving them the benefit of the doubt too much. But if you learn this teamwork, then you're going to come into a space of Ace of Cups, Lotus, emotional fulfillment coming up out of the mud, the star, skull cap, settling into, relaxing into this new state of your nervous system where you're not suspicious and you're not paranoid and you're not disassociating and burying your head in the sand either. And you've got Licorice, the Hermit, looking into yourself, looking into your inner light for the answers. Licorice also affects your blood. It's really good for if you have cramps and things like that. Not a medical professional, all of that. Disclaimer. Peony, the High Priestess, focusing on developing your intuition right now is the most important thing you could be doing. And you are in this Two of Pentacles energy yellow dock of processing things that are going on in your physical reality. Yellow dock is good for your liver. So the stuff you're processing right now might be bringing up some rage and some anger. And it's very interesting when that happens with a Pisces. And so I would recommend that you are gentle and forgiving with yourself as you go through this process, and do anything you can to support your liver energy, to support the healthy expression of that anger if you can. And then we have the High Priestess, Sage, clearing, protection, strength, cayenne, fire, energy, but like putting it in the right place, right? Tame. And also in the traditional tarot, strength is a girl kind of like taming this lion. So it's like connecting to your energy, connecting to your feelings, connecting to the fire, connecting to the anger, and containing it. The lion is like the inner child, and the woman in the strength card is like the mother. That's like, you know, containing a kid that's out of control, like holding on to them really tight. Okay, I'm going to set aside this Herbal Tarot deck here. We are at 48:43, so probably going to wrap it up here a little bit soon, but I do want to grab a Banned Books card. I really love this deck. It's super fun. Let me show you the box. I probably, well, have in other readings. You may or may not have caught those yet. I've got the guidebook, and here we go. Okay, so Freya, Folly, Michael, Mary, please allow me to share with the collective the energy that they would do best. Oh my gosh. The moon and the sun. Ace of Paper. Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury is on the bottom of the deck. Okay. And then I got the moon and the sun. The moon is Catcher in the Rye. And the sun is The Diary of a Young Girl by J.D. Salinger and Anne Frank, respectively. So, the moon, the sun. Also, it came out like this. The sun behind the moon. Right? The moon is your past. The moon is your family. The moon is your emotions. The moon is your subconscious. The moon is patterns and projections and shadows and the moon is mirroring and reflection. And on this one, it has a carousel. There's like 2 horses, may be relevant to you. You may have some Sagittarius placements, or the person, place, or thing, the energy in your past may have some Sagittarius placements, or some Cancer placements, or some Leo placements. And in this past, there's a lot of purples, a lot of blues, a lot of yellow. It's that third eye, solar plexus kind of thing. It's your intuition and learning how to see in the dark. But, you know, a horse can't ride a horse. So it's like you and this other energy were these 2 horses going round and round in circles under the light of the moon, seeing shadows and illusions. And this horse was trying to ride you. Or you were trying to ride this horse. But if you can get this girl who's locked away in the attic or whatever, right? If you can shift your perspective, and Frank really freaking shifted her perspective on things throughout that process and that journey, right? A lot of people did who went through the horrors of that time period. So if you can go through that process of reflection, and journaling might be beneficial for you. Getting outside might be beneficial for you, or staying inside might be important. In this card, the sun has like all these rainbow colors coming out of it. And so there's like all this opportunity, all this potential, but she's locked away, right? She's the happiness. But this is also more like the mother and the child, right? So she's the masculine, she's the maturity, she's the yang that's locked away. This is like a fearful avoidant or dismissive avoidant kind of energy of kind of locking your true self away before it can be misunderstood or rejected or whatever, right? So it's a survival mechanism, it's a protective mechanism, it's a good thing. But now, things are changing. And you can come out into the sun. Because the moon only comes out at night, right? For a certain period of time. And before clocks and stuff, like, you might not know how much longer, but you know, eventually this cycle will be over. It'll play out, you know, it'll be played out. And once that happens, the sun's gonna come out again, and this woman can step out into the sun. I'm gonna read the guidebook real quick. But also, you know, Anne Frank, it's, you might also want to read The Choice. I cannot remember the author right now. I'm blanking so hard. I'll let you know if I remember. But people who lived through these experiences developed, I mean, sometimes they didn't, but when they're strong. Hey, I need to take you outside? Hey, do I need to kick you out of this room? Sasha, get out. Sasha, get out. I love you. Come on, get up, get up. I can't have you barking at dogs. They're just living their lives. Get out, get out. Come on. Thank you. Out, please. Thank you. Okay. You might feel bad. There may be some kind of nostalgia or some kind of like guilt or some kind of covert contracts or expectations or something involved here. Sasha, I can't have you whining out there right now. Please, go lay down. What do you want? Okay. You can try this again. But I'm gonna take you out the first time you bark next time, okay? The Sun, The Diary of a Young Girl, Anne Frank, 1947. Symbolizing optimism and new beginnings, the sun carries a bright energy of joy and hope. It asks that you, like Anne Frank, see the world with fresh eyes and gratitude, no matter how weary you may be, often challenged for chronicling not just the horrors of war, but also blossoming sexuality. Anne Frank's personal diary captures the invincible spirit of humanity. Okay, so you've been through things that some people just are never going to understand. They don't have the capacity to. They haven't been through the things that you've been through. They don't have the sensitivity that you have. And that's, you know, it's not personal, it's not malicious, it just is what it is again. It's just black and white. But it has allowed you to be tested by the fire. You're the gold tested by the fire in your heart. And those fires, they make or break you. They show you how weak you are and end things. Or they show you how strong you are and allow you to see the beauty and to feel the gratitude in every situation, in every moment. And it's a very valuable skill to have. It can also be bypassing and disassociating if used the wrong way. But yeah, it's a perspective shift that you've gone through, and that's allowing you to see the sun through the window, and that is genuine hope. And then the moon's right here because they're let's see, I forget, the moon is card number 18, I think, and the sun, I'm so challenged with my Roman numerals sometimes. Let's just get into the guidebook here. The moon, Capture in the Rye, J.D. Salinger, 1951. Yeah, both of these are from around the 40s, 50s time period. There may be some themes in there relevant to you. The moon lights your path through the darkness. As Holden Caulfield learns, uncertainty and discomfort are a part of life, but you need to move through the fear and embrace whatever is on the other side of it. Despite being a classroom classic and a valuable rite of passage for adolescents, The Catcher in the Rye has often been challenged for its themes of angst and rebellion, as well as explicit language. There may be some themes about angst or rebellion or kind of just like that unhealthy teenage energy from your past. It might not actually be like teenagers involved in your life. Could be 50, 60, 70-year-old man or woman. But yeah, it's like power struggle energy that tested you, and you came out on top. As a power struggle you didn't go looking for. All you tried to do is defend yourself and keep yourself alive so you could keep helping people, right? But it came looking for you anyways. And then you were just like push back a little bit. You're just like, no. It's like a little kid. It's like you hold their head, like they're trying to run at you, and then they get tired. That's Sasha. Hey, I said the first second you bark. Sasha, do not growl at people living their lives. I know, that's a cute baby. Sorry. It doesn't want to be friends with you right now. It's not ready. Okay, as well as explicit language. So, I mean, maybe somebody in your past cursed like a sailor, something like that. Or you may need to just get some things out, right? Okay, so how do we do that? How do we get this energy out? I feel like you kind of know already what that is and are acutely aware because you've been really focusing, really working on it for a long time. I am going to pull a card from the biblical tarot here. 010203 on the clock. Or it was something like that. That's what I saw. Holy Child, Holy Spirit, Holy Father, Holy Mother, please and thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, how do we move this energy and move forward? Ace of Grains, entering the promised land. I will give you every place where you set your foot, as I promised Moses. Okay, so this is interesting that we're wrapping up this series. The reason I started this channel, for among many other things, but primarily, foundationally, is because my dream, I focused so hard on my dream for so long, and I realized that I wasn't connected to, or there didn't exist the minds necessary to collaborate with to make that vision a reality. And so I'm here to help people grow and develop their imaginations in order to pursue the vision of every man, woman, and child living in their space of love, specifically, intentionally, consciously conceived and grown and fed and nurtured and birthed and sustained and protected by their ancestors, passed down in perpetuity without debt, with perpetual right to inheritance, right? And that is more about God's law and nature law, that natural law, than anything about the current false authorities, right, that have in the past been in charge of these things. And so your higher self, the Christ within you, in partnership with like your subconscious, your superconscious, and your consciousness, all working together to gift yourself this Ace of Grains, this promised land, this space of love, this space that is intentionally curated by you for a purpose, so that you can develop and strengthen bonds and communities and relationships that are in alignment with your greatest and highest good, with your vision, with your values. Okay. So you need to create a home for yourself. That could mean a lot of things. And I feel that you probably know what it means for you better than I do. Ace of Grains is a 1 card. I'm getting some magician energy off of that. There's been a lot of manipulation in the past. Maybe you didn't even see it this way, but it was like manipulation that you were doing, trying to manipulate people into opening up to healing, manipulate people into seeing the truth, manipulate people into loving, into forgiving, into, you know, like, maybe you can see that clearer now that you've learned how to see in the dark a little bit, and you're not so defensive, and you've recognized that all of this warring air, swords energy wasn't really coming from you, but that when you're met with swords energy, you have to meet it with swords energy, generally speaking. Eight of Chalice is the ascension of Jesus. After he said this, he was taken up before their very eyes, and a cloud hid him from their sight. Right. So you're going up. You're changing, and you're gonna be untouchable and unknowable and unseeable. You're gonna be behind a cloud, and these people that aren't aligned with your values, they're not gonna be able to touch you anymore if you keep going up in this direction, and it's just going to be irrelevant, and they're not going to see you clearly, and they're going to see illusions in you. They'll have to. They're seeing you through a veil. They're seeing you through a cloud. They don't know what they're looking at. And Eight of Chalices is also a card of like leaving something behind and making a choice to move forward. And then I got Nine of Grains, Queen of Sheba visits Solomon. And she gave the king 120 talents of gold, large quantities of spices, and precious stones. Nine of Grains, Nine of Pentacles is a card of self-sufficiency. So you have everything you need inside of you. So I keep asking, what do we do? You don't do anything. You keep doing what you're doing. This is a natural process that is unfolding. You can't stop it. You can slow it down, you can distort it, whatever. But this is just kind of a heads up, like this is going on. It's, I would recommend dropping a lot of the self-development, self-improvement energy if you're real heavy into that right now. And this is a lot about surrender, about self-acceptance, about seeing the black and white things that were always there, that you could always see, that you were just overthinking and deluding yourself about because you didn't want to give up hope. On this external energy because you see yourself in them. But you are not them. There are pieces of all of us in everybody else. You can see those reflections everywhere you look. But also nobody is like you. You're a snowflake. And you try to understand people through those patterns too hardcore, you're gonna misunderstand people. There's gonna be tons of illusions. I got Page of Chalices, which is the Page of Cups. Samuel, the boy prophet. This is a very young heart energy. The Lord came and stood there, calling as at the other times, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel said, speak, for your servant is listening. 1 Samuel 3:10. Huh. Okay. Yeah, Spirit is calling you forward. It's been talking. It's time for you to listen with a beginner's mind, with a child's heart, to sit at the feet of your guru as like a humble student and surrender and allow that opening. You open yourself up to God and He'll just fill you up with exactly what it is you need to fit exactly the shape that it needs to fit. That's water, right? This is God pouring into your cup. And maybe God's been trying to pour into your cup. It's almost like you're watching somebody else. Wait. It's like God pours into your cup, and you take that cup, and you turn around, and you pour that into somebody else's cup, and then that person takes their cup, and they dump that water on the ground, and then they look at you again, and they ask for some more, and then you turn around, you talk to Spirit, you fill up your cup, and then you turn around, you pour your cup into their cup, and they turn around and dump it on the ground again. And it's not like even fertile soil, it's like a parking lot. It's like asphalt. And pretty much nothing is going to grow there. Definitely not what was meant for it. All right. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I am going to pull a Moonology card and a Bible quote before we close up here. But we are at almost an hour and 15 minutes. So that'll be that today. I got all kinds of stuff going on in my life. Can I please get a Moonology card for the Pisces Collective? Just a general energy for today. Just anything that they might need to hear to smooth out this process, to comfort them, to strengthen them, to help them see the path forward a little bit more clearly. Please and thank you, thank you, thank you. Man, it's getting cold out there. Expect powerful change, new moon eclipse. Prosperity lies ahead. New moon in Taurus. Yeah, that's your advice. Expect good things. Expect change. I mean, usually I'm all about giving people actionable advice, but it's literally just a perspective shift. It's a mindset change. It's whatever you're expecting. It's not that. Oh man, I was gonna call in my older sister, Erin, and my late friend, Kevin, who passed away very recently. And it seemed appropriate with all the Pisces and the spirits, but I feel like so much has been thrown at me in the last week that I had to pivot for good reasons. But the reason I'm saying that is because I have this Gypsy Witch fortune-telling playing cards deck that Kevin gifted me a couple months before he passed away. And I barely messed with it. They're very interesting. It's like a whole card game, fortune-telling card game thing. But there's like multiple layers of meaning in each card, kind of based off of like the playing decks you'll like play poker with or whatever. It's cute and tiny. There's like not old school, like a cartoon witch on the back. You know, like the cat and the cauldron and the pointy hat and everything. But even though I'm not doing the whole Halloween spirits thing today, because that didn't feel like your energy this time, I am still gonna pull a card from this deck because I wanna do what you wanna do. You've got a good heart. I mean, you know, it's almost impossible for you to feel like you're better than everybody else. So take that as a challenge. Spirit will knock you down if you go too far. If you somehow figure out how to manage that. Okay, it's always two cards. What an interesting energy that's been coming through the last couple of readings. But yeah, I have, let's see, 5 of Spades, which would be, I think, 5 of Swords, and 3 of Clubs, which I think is 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands, looking out into the future, the horizon, your future, your ship's coming in. On here, it says number 5, the tree, good health, near flowers, fulfillment of highest hopes. Very, very cute. And then on the 5 of Swords card, the 5 of Spades card, it says card number 6, the coffin, foretells acute illness or loss of property when near the person. When distant, a probability of averting evil. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, 5 of Swords is generally sort of like a card of fighting. And I think it's like somebody wants to fight you or you want to fight someone, but they don't want to fight you, and they just like drop their swords and walk away, and you're like, like, come over here, come on, I want to get into it. And so I've got this in the past position. When distant, a probability of averting evil. Yeah, so this is your future. There's a sheltering tree, good health, you are the sheltering tree of fulfillment of highest hopes. And whatever this energy in the past is that you see in black and white that you have to cut yourself away from, or you don't have to, but the coffin foretells acute illness or loss of property when near the person. When distant, a probability of averting evil. There will be loss if you insist on this behavior. Like, Pisces is about a lot of things. It's about addiction too. And that can be to like codependency, people pleasing, saving people, stuff like that. And if you keep remaining in that energy after you see black and white truth, then you don't get grace after that. You know, like Spirit's gonna knock you down. You know better. Okay? So I am going to pull a Bible quote I said, right? Spirit, please allow me to assist Pisces in guiding themselves towards the light and away from the distortion. Deliver me, my God, from the power of the wicked, from the grasp of the unjust and oppressive. Bang. Please turn off your volume if you have any sound sensitivities. Okay. Get y'all a little evil eye in there. Seems appropriate. But, I mean, you got this. Just keep going. Keep putting one foot in front of the other. And maintain control over the one thing you can control, which is your own mind and your own inner world. Not always easy, but simple. Simply simple. Okay, thank you all for being here today, lovers. This has been the Image Eye Nation with Kai Chi Alchemy and Sasha Lama. Thank you for joining us today. I think we're about 1:22 on the clock, just about. Probably one of my longest readings so far, but you contain multitudes, so there you go. Love you so much. Have a great day. Beautiful.